humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided Kailasa is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty.
மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி. மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி.
humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided Kailasa is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty.
மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி. மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி. மகிழ்ச்சியான புது யுத்தம், சந்தோஷ குதூகலமே, தமிழர் திருநாள் ஊர்வலமே, புதுசான ஓர் விஷயம் பழசாகுமே, நம்மில் மறையாத அன்பொன்று ஒளி வீசுமே, என்றும் பெற்றோரின் சந்தோஷம் பிள்ளைகளே, ஒன்றாய் கொண்டாடும் தீபாவளி உல்லாசமே, என்றும் தீபாவளி உல்லாசமே. தீப்தான திருநாள்
humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided Kailasa is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty.
மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி. மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி.
humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided Kailasa is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty.
மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி.
humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided Kailasa is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty.
மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி. மங்கள ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி, சந்தோஷம் ஒளி வீசும் தீபாவளி. மனசெல்லாம் மத்தாப்பு, சொந்தங்களின் பொன் சிரிப்பு, பலவிதமான புது இனிப்பு, ஒளி திருநாள் இது சிறப்பு.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nityanandam, we welcome all our viewers joining from all Kailasa monasteries, temples, gurukuls, and centers around the world. We welcome all our viewers joining us from Nityananda TV, Hinduism Now TV, Kailasa TV, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, Facebook Live, and all those who are joining us via two-way video conferencing. We welcome all of you to today's live show. We'll be going through a brief introduction about the contributions of Hinduism to the planet Earth. We have been going through this during the past couple of days, and we were seeing how Hinduism has contributed to various aspects and facets of life. Literally, most of the advancements that the world enjoys today has its roots in Hinduism. Now today we'll look at a very particular aspect, which is peace. Inner peace, societal peace, global peace. How Hinduism, Hindu temples, Hindu temple ecosystems, Hindu society contributes to peace, and why it is important for Hindus to keep continuing doing the same, so that there is world peace, so that there is peace in our society, so that we are peaceful, and our next generation also enjoys a peaceful, blissful, enlightening life, and why we must support Kailasa, the only Hindu nation which will make it possible for us today, and will also preserve Hinduism and all the best gifts of Hinduism for our future generations. Now let us look at this topic which we started. The three dimensions of peace: inner peace, societal peace, global peace. Before we enter into the topic, a verse from directly revealed by Paramashiva, the primordial Hindu divinity, in Maha Nirvantarantram Trayodasha. Paramashiva is revealing to Devi Paramashiva Shakti, Mother Goddess, Devi Paramashiva Shakti, the primordial cosmic feminine divinity. Lord Paramashiva is saying, "O dear Devi, the person who does the pratishtha, which is the science of breathing life into matter and making it into a deity." Lord Paramashiva is saying, "O Devi, the person who does the pratishtha, he attains the abode of that very deity and experiences the enjoyment of that abode by donating a temple made of bricks. One resides in the heavenly abode for 1,000 crore years, multiplied by 100 times. By donating a temple made of stones, one attains the divine merit, which is 10,000 times more." Now, very interestingly, Bhagwan Paramashiva, Lord Paramashiva, is giving a very huge number for the punya, that is a divine merit, for donating or constructing a temple, for doing the pratishtha, which is the science of breathing life into matter and making it a specific deity. And what Paramashiva is saying, 1,000 crore years multiplied by 100 times. if we understand this number, it is almost 10 to the power of 12, almost 1 trillion. Paramashiva is saying the merit is almost 1 trillion for if a person donates a temple made of bricks, and if he donates a temple made of stones, it is even more, 10 to the power of 16. Now, why so much emphasis on Hindu temples? We have seen that the Hindu civilization has built magnificent temples. We'll be going through some pictures of these temples. But did we ever wonder why we have such magnificent temples? Why do Hindus create temples? Why here, especially, Paramashiva is emphasizing so strongly, for lack of better words, so strongly on creation of temples. Now, before we start, let us look at some pictures of a few temples. In the picture in front of us, we see the Kailasa temple in Ellora caves. A single mountain, a single mountain has been carved from top to bottom into a temple with such precision. Literally, the skin of all the deities, vigrahas, murtis, statues have been carved to the detail of their hair or the blood veins, leaving apart fingerprints. Almost all details to that minute level has been carved. With such details and such volume, such magnanimous volume, our ancestors have been creating Hindu temples. Now, let us understand from a current perspective, from a contemporary viewpoint, what could be the reasons why so much emphasis on Hindu temples. Hindu temples have a lot to contribute, and this is where our main focus for today's program is how Hindu temples lead to inner peace, societal peace, and global peace. Hindu sciences of enlightenment are multi-generational and lead to an entire generation of a civilization experiencing enlightenment. Enlightenment based Hindu civilizations create Hindu temples over a period spanning several decades and even several centuries. In these temples, the devotion and spiritual experiences of the entire civilization are preserved and relived for millenniums to come through daily worship, connecting with deities, meditation, rituals, festivals, stone art, carving, sculptures, etc. Research on Hindu meditative worship sciences such as puja, dhyan, has indicated that every minute of such spiritual activity brings a reduction in crime rate in the city. This research was done and published for in a publication titled Program on Preventing Violent Crimes in Washington DC and dated 1993. So we see that the various Research has indicated that various worship activities that we perform in temples have a direct effect in reducing the crime rate in the city. In this research that we are quoting, it was found that when a group of meditators sat and performed the meditation, transcendental meditation, it reduced the crime as low as if there was 3 feet of snow in the city. That much was the reduction in the crime rate. The study has shown a decrease in crime rate by 16% when even 1% of the community engaged in Hindu meditative worship activities. Temples are centers of such mass worship and meditation, where several generations of the entire Hindu population practice these enlightened sciences. Now, the processes that we do in the temples, the prayers, the meditation, the celebration, we saw the contemporary research on the effects of these activities. Now, there is one more component to it, that is the role of Sanskrit as a language. More than 4,000 years old, Taittiriya Upanishad gives detailed phonetic rules of chanting Sanskrit. This has preserved the content, meaning, and exact pronunciation of scriptures over several millennia. The Sanskrit language is sacred to Hindus and is used to create and transmit precise vibrations which have the effect of evolving the human brain to experience superconsciousness. These precise chants have corresponding physiological and neurological effects that are proven by contemporary research, such as enhancing cognitive function, enhancing verbal memory, reducing mental stress, reducing depression, epilepsy, anxiety, balancing blood pressure, enhancing gene expression and immunity, improving sleep quality, dilating blood vessels, inducing relaxation of muscles, etc., all of which are effects of practice of enlightenment sciences on the human body. Specific Sanskrit chants coupled with yogic kriya have specific healing effects on the human body. Now, all these effects have been thoroughly researched. Some of them are popularly known as the Sanskrit effect, which mainly studies the effect on the brain due to Sanskrit chanting. Now, all the prayers, all the hymns, all the shlokas, all the verses that Hindus gather as a community in large numbers and practice in Hindu temples has a enormous positive effect on their personal health and well-being. And as we just saw, it has a massive effect on reducing the crime rate of the city. Now let us look at some more examples. We have been going through this during the past few days, but let us revisit these statistics again. If what we are telling is true, the Hindus should be the most peaceful people, which is what statistics have already proven. But now what we are additionally saying is that yes, not only Hindus are the most peaceful, Hindu practices bring a reduction in crime rate of the overall population, which might be Hindu or might not be Hindu, irrespective of that. Now let us look at some interesting statistics. Reports of various governments and research organizations have shown that throughout the world, the crime rate is least in the Hindu communities. For any given population, the number of people that resort to violence, to crime is least amongst Hindus. This pattern is global and has been statistically validated in various countries such as the US, UK, India, etc. Now, looking at some statistics from the Pew Research, which is published in pewforum.org, we see that the Hindu community has the smallest proportion of prison population amongst all communities, and the rate of decline of the Hindu community, the rate of decline of the prison population of the Hindu community is one of the highest. As we can see in the graph, the rate of growth for Hindu community is 1%, but the rate of decline is 8%, leading to a overall decrease of 7%, which is the fastest amongst all groups. Has also been found that Hindus have the least extremist ideas amongst all in the US. The following stats is also from pewforum.org and was obtained by a research in the prisons. Not only the prison population of Hindus is the least compared to their total population, the number of prisoners having extremist ideas is least amongst Hindus. Now, looking at these numbers in perspective, we know that 65 to 75% of the US population, for example, practices the religion of Christianity, and around proportional to that is the population of the prison population of the Christian community. But now let us look at the Hindu community. Though 2% of the US population are Hindus, but the population of Hindus in prison is much less than 2%. Hindus are less than 0.2% of the prison population in US. It means crime rate in Hindus is 1/10 compared to others. Similar is the case in the United Kingdom. The Hindu population is 2% of the total population, but Hindus constitute only 0.35% of the prison population. This shows that Hindus have the least crime rate in UK, and it is 1/4 of the crime rate seen in many other communities of the United Kingdom. Now, these are developed countries, so-called developed countries, and there is a popular misbelief that in India it would not be the same, but that's not true. As per the Indian government National Crime Records Bureau data, even in India, where we might find more general population of Hindus, in US we might find a more educated Hindu population compared to India, but in both the places the crime rate of Hindus is the least amongst all communities. 80% of the Indian population is Hindu, but only 12% of the prison population is Hindu in India. This shows that the crime rate of the Hindu community in India is 1/10 to 100 of what it is seen in other communities. There are various other aspects about the Hindu community, how that it has been found statistically that they are least likely to be substance abusers. They are having the highest number of postgraduates amongst all. They have the highest higher education rate of all communities. Hindu community has the highest average years of formal schooling, be it US, Australia, UK, Canada, Brazil, South Africa, any country. These are some of the merits of being born in a Hindu community. But what is the secret behind this? What is the secret that makes Hindu community so good in so many dimensions, so peaceful, so productive, so contributing, so non-violent? Our scriptures, our religious practices, our shastras have revealed this. It is the Hindu lifestyle. It is the lifestyle of Hindu Enlightenment ecosystems, the temple-based lifestyle of Hinduism, which is responsible for bringing such peaceful people on planet Earth and preserving the system. Now let us look at a very interesting example. We saw that how Hindu community is having the highest inner peace, we can say, of all communities in the world. Now let us look at societal peace. We did see that research has proven that when a community, even 1% of a community practices meditation, practices puja, it has an impact of reducing crime rate by 16%. Now that is a particular case. Now let us look at a more recent example. In February 2022, a 800-year-old Hindu temple was revived. The story is very interesting. This temple is extremely ancient, and there had been made several attempts over the years to revive this temple, but all of them failed. Finally, a couple of years ago, the entire village of more than 5,000 people came together and they decided that they had to revive the Hindu temple. In Hinduism, there are several ways of offering charity, which is dana. People can contribute money as charity or dana. And there are other ways, such as anadan, which means offering food for free. And then there is shramadan, where poor people who cannot neither give free food nor can give money contribute their labor, shrama, the donation of service. So all the 4,000, 5,000 villagers came together. Almost 4,200 villagers contributed their shramadan, that is, contributed their labor. Likewise, almost 12 million INR, Indian rupees, of funds were raised through contribution of money. Now, this is the two components: contribution of labor, contribution of money or wealth. Now, there's a third contribution, which is contribution of food, anna. The most interesting thing is the way the whole activity happened. This happened in Puttur, in Survey village, in Mangaluru district, in the state of Karnataka in India. The entire happening around Sri Vishnumurthy temple, which is a 800-year-old temple which got renovated, the entire activity inspired even the Muslim community in the village to contribute. Few of the Muslim farmers in the village declared that they would donate the entire production, the entire yield of their land for anadan in the temple. Now, this is what we must understand. Hindu temples, the process of constructing a Hindu temple not only united the Hindu community of 4,000 to 5,000 villagers, it even united the Muslim community and other religious community, other non-Hindu communities, and created a very peaceful environment that all the villagers during the inauguration, during the Kumbha Abhishekam of the temple, came and celebrated and offered free food and established interreligious harmony in this village, all by reviving a temple. It is no wonder that Paramashiva has told and has revealed that the merit, the divine merit of making a temple of bricks is almost 1 trillion, and that if made of stone is even 10,000 times more. It is apparent just reviving one single stone temple united 5,000 villagers, not just Hindus, but of other communities, to live peacefully, enriching each other in such harmony. This is how Hindu temples are contributing throughout ages. Now, there is one more very interesting story: global peace. We saw how Hindu temples lead to inner peace. Hindus have the least crime rate, most happiest people as per statistics, most contributing people, smallest prison population, least extremist ideas, maximum decline rate in the respective prisons. When we talk about societal peace, we see how even if 1% of the population practices meditation or Hindu sciences of worship, there is a 16% decline in crime rate. We also saw how when a group of villagers decided to revive a Hindu temple, how all communities came together and not only revived the temple successfully, it united the Hindu community with other non Hindu communities. Now, let us look at the third dimension, global peace. Around 1252 BC, the kingdom of Egypt, as shown in yellow in the picture in front of us, in the map in front of us, and the kingdom of Hittite, which is shown in a dark brown circular area. These two countries were in a war. It had been going on for several decades. Around 1252 BC, both the countries decided to settle the war and signed a peace treaty. Now, what is very interesting about this peace treaty is that the witnesses of this peace treaty were Hindu gods Varuna and Agni. We see how the Hindu civilization, the Hindu ideas contributed to ending wars in an international way. This story is not an isolated case. This recording of this peace treaty, popularly known as the Silver Treaty, was recorded by both the sides, Egypt and Haiti, and was recorded and carved on stone tablets. And these have been found by archaeologists and can be read even today. When we read these tablets, we find how Hindu gods such as Varuna have been cited as witnesses to this peace treaty between two countries. We also see in purple one more country, Mitanni, which was a very Hindu like nation during the 1200 BCE. Not much is known to us today about Mitanni. One of the kings named Dashrath, the way the name was pronounced in Mitanni was slightly different. Dashrath, pronounced with a T instead of D, ruled in that region, and as per records what remain with us, he established peace with other nearby countries such as Haiti, Egypt, through marriages, through exchange of lifestyle, the Hindu lifestyle. Today, all these nations cease to be Hindu nations. However, our history, which has been recorded in stone, is still with us because our history cannot be wiped. It has been carved on stone, it has been etched by our ancestors to the detail of hair in our Hindu temples. This peace treaty between Egypt and Haiti was carved in tablets and preserved in their temples of that era, which some of which are still there today as leftovers, as relics of a past civilization. This shows that Hinduism has a lot of potential to contribute to global peace even today. And what we are talking about is not some past ancient theory, something which happened once upon a time and it's over. The science of inner peace, societal peace, and global peace in Hinduism is still relevant. And it is proven by statistics. It is proven by how that even 1% of the population comes for practicing meditation or Hindu worship sciences. It results in a drop in crime rate by 16%. It shows there is much more than some stories. Our Hindu civilization has a lot to contribute to the world. That is why The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has been taking the Hindu Enlightenment ecosystems to the entire world, establishing the Hindu Enlightenment ecosystems throughout in various continents. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working tirelessly to revive the temple Enlightenment ecosystem globally. Now let us look at some of the pictures which shows how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism throughout the years has been reviving Enlightenment Hindu temple-based Enlightenment ecosystems across the era. The following picture is from Trichengod Sarvangapitham. The following picture in the left is from around 2003 when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism laid bricks for Adi Kailasa, Bengaluru Adi. These bricks were hand-baked by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The picture on the right is from around 2018. The same temple which was started by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by hand-baking bricks and doing the foundation laying ceremony became to a bigger stone temple over the years. Sri Nithyanandeshwari Devasthanam, Hyderabad. Kailasa at Hyderabad. Kailasa in Puducherry. Kailasa in Ohio. Kailasa in Los Angeles. Kailasa in San Jose. Kailasa in Houston. Kailasa in Toronto. Kailasa in Mauritius. Kailasa in Melbourne. Kailasa in Singapore. Kailasa in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Now let us listen directly from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism what happens to you when you build temples.
One of the most beautiful decision you will one of the most beautiful decision you will make is to make the Ananda Gandha as your ecosystem. You feeling you are Avimukta and making that same kind of people as your friends, family, teamily. I tell you, if you form a teamily and build a temple in your place, you will manifest Paramashiva inside you. Don't think I am trying to slowly convince you to build temples in all your cities. I am convincing you to manifest Paramashiva in your heart. Because when you start creating that same kind of people around you, everything you face outside as a problem is actually the problem inside. So if you complete the temple and do the Kumbhabhishekam, by that time, your will, persistence to face Paramashiva, facing yourself in the parallel universe, will be complete, and you will just have floodgates open. You will manifest Paramashiva. That's the reason I always insist. Wherever we have devotees, families, I tell them, hey, gather together, decide you are avimukta, immortal, never given upon. Avimukta means never given upon. Immortal. And collect the same kind of people who smell the body odor, Anandagandha of Paramashiva, who also feels they are immortal. Avimukta. That kind of people will continuously remind you to have that highest will to face yourself in the parallel universe. If you all gather and build one Venkateshwara temple, by the time you complete the temple, all of you involved in the team will become rich like anything. If you all gather and to build a Shiva temple, by the time all will start creating if you to build a temple, by the time you complete, all of you will start manifesting powers. If you all gather together in every city, decide to build Kailasa, you will have everything, because Kailasa has all gods, from Ganapati, Vishnu, Subramanya, Shakti, Paramashiva, Grahas, everyone.
Now, let us consider what happened over the years when the Hindu nations collapsed. What happened to our temple based Enlightenment Hindu ecosystems? Over the years, several temples, several Enlightenment ecosystems were destroyed. Even several years after the colonial invasions ended, the destruction of temples continued. Some popular records. In a research by Sitaram Goel, Sitaram Goel, has listed 2,000 Hindu temples that were destroyed and converted to other religious structures. In the year 1992 to 1993, in Bangladesh, 1,000 temples were destroyed. During the Inquisition of Goa, 160 Hindu temples were destroyed in the year 1566. The next year, 600 temples were destroyed. Over the years, all temples in Goa were destroyed. Now, these records are available to us. That is why we have an idea about the temples that were destroyed in these particular areas. But the pattern is global. Throughout the planet, Hindu temples were destroyed over the years. We can say that the destruction of the Hindu temples leaves a record of the destruction of the civilization. But what was done to the temple is just a hologram of what was done to the people as well. How the people were destroyed, brutalized, murdered, massacred. How their very consciousness and their conscious possibility of experiencing and radiating enlightenment was destroyed. Over the years, throughout the world, we are seeing these attacks happen on the Hindu civilization and Hindu temples. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has also been a target of this massive Hindu Holocaust because of his efforts of reviving the Hindu temples. However, it is only the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa nation, that despite all the attacks and persecution, stood up for Hindu interest, Hindu political, religious, and human rights. It is only Kailasa nation, that brought the matter of destruction of Hindu temples such as Sabrimala in the United Nations on 3rd December 2021, for example, when the permanent mission of Kailasa nation to the United Nations addressed the United Nations on behalf of all 2 billion Hindus and presented to the United Nations about the persecution of Hindu Sampradayas in India during the 14th session of the OHCHR's Forum on Minority Issues in Geneva. Support Kailasa, the only Hindu nation which is reviving Hinduism in all continents of the planet Earth and fighting, protecting Hinduism, fighting for Hindu human rights, Hindu civil rights, Hindu political rights, Hindu religious freedoms by its diplomatic efforts in an international way to educate people about the benefits that Hinduism has to offer, the science of enlightenment and the science of living conflict-free life that Hinduism has to offer. Visit gov.srikailasa.org/e-passport to register as an e-citizen of Kailasa. A quick reminder about the Skanda Shashti celebrations, which are starting today, October 25th. Please join us for the live events and celebrations at 8 p.m. IST on Nithyananda TV and youtube.com Life Bliss Foundation. Now, we'll be going through a brief introduction to the founder of Kailasa, to the reviver of Kailasa, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors, who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple based universities a lifestyle for humanity. Before the year 1981, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was identified as the 1008 incarnation of Paramashiva by spiritual adepts and enlightened masters of Hinduism. In the year 1981, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was initiated into Bala Sannyas and performed his first Chaturmasya at the age of 3. In the year 1988, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the future Guru Mahasanidhanam or Pontiff of Thondai Mandala Adinam, the oldest monastic university. On 24th May 1994, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the successor of Arunachala Sarangapitham by Guru Parampara. In the year 1999, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally. In the year 1999, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the successor of Kashi Sarvangapitha. On 4th November 2002, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded Adi Kailasa Sarvangapitham. On 1st January 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the successor of Bhagyanagara Sripura Sarangapitham. In 2004, on December 31st, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the incumbent emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajyam of Suryavamsa lineage. In the year 2007, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Adi Pallava Sarvangapitham. In the same year, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also declared as the Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada. On 27th April 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of Madurai, Shamla Pitha Sarvangapitham, the oldest Hindu papal state and monastic kingdom. In the year 2013, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was officially coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar or the Supreme Spiritual Head of Mahanirvani Akhada, the largest apex monastic order of Hinduism. In the same year, in 2013, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of Atal Akhada by Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Sukhdevanandaji. In the year 2014, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Tanjore Adinam. In the same year, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also coronated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Tiruvarur Adinam, Vedaranyam Adinam, and Panchanadikulam Adinam. In the year 2015, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Dharmamukti Swargapuram Adinam. The same year, he was also coronated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Adipitha Kuladamat. And finally, in the same year, in 2015, he was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 spiritual leaders and pontiffs. So we just went through a list of almost 17, more than 13 kingdoms, 13 spiritual kingdoms, enlightenment ecosystems, ancient enlightenment ecosystems that are being revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, to which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism graces as its Guru Mahasanidhanam, or the Pontiff, or the apex Guru, the Supreme Pontiff, and guides several Hindu enlightenment ecosystems to a higher possibility of living enlightenment. Because of these efforts of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Hindu religion, Hindu practices are being protected in these Sarvangapithams, in these enlightenment ecosystems, and is being spread throughout the world, as we just saw, through a list of Kailasa temples around the world. To support the efforts of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in reviving Kailasa, please join as a contributor by enrolling as a Sarvangapitha Yajaman, the link is projected in front of us. tiny.cc/sjp intentions. As we know, as we just saw, how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism over the years has revived Hinduism across the globe, establishing the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries, establishing more than 1,000 Kailasa Enlightenment ecosystems, founding and reviving over 100 Sarvangapithams. To be a part of and to support the revival of Hinduism, please join as a Sarvangapitha Yajaman, tiny.cc/sjp intentions. And a quick reminder from what Bhagwan Paramashiva himself has revealed. O dear Devi, the person who does the prana pratishtha, which is a science of breathing life into matter and making it in a specific deity, he attains the abode of that very deity and experiences the enjoyment of that abode by donating a temple made of bricks. One resides in the heavenly abode for 1,000 crore years multiplied by 100 times. By donating a temple made of stones, one attains the divine merit, punya, which is 10,000 times more. To get this benefit of almost 1 trillion staying with Paramashiva for almost 1 trillion years, sign up as a Sarvangapitha Yajaman. The link has been projected, tiny.cc/sjp intentions. Moving on to the next very important announcement, important and exciting news. Maha Paramashivoham, starting December 8th up until December 28th, the most awaited program with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Maha Paramashivoham is an immersive 21-day awakening event to teach you the science of manifesting ultimate consciousness in you. The science begins with discovering the Paramashivoham in you and then getting established in this true identity by manifesting powers of Paramashiva. It is not just a meditation program, it is pushing humanity to the next level of consciousness, to consciousness of Paramashiva, the ultimate super consciousness as per Hinduism. The avatar, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, who has realized the state of super consciousness, is transmitting his experience of Paramashivam via initiation. This program will change who you know as yourself, your very being, to make you radiate super consciousness. Paramashivoham, I am Paramashiva. This is the truth. Paramashiva is the ultimate consciousness, the source of all creations, the karna, karya, mulya, cause, effect, and source of all that we perceive and all that is unmanifest in our life. Join us for this grand event by registering at kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. With this, we come to the end of today's segment. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back after a very short break. Thank you, Nithyanandam. Now, we'll be moving on to the next segment, the presidential address of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, alive satsang of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Now, let us please sit with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line, hands together in front of our heart, and let us chant the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham to receive our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in the upcoming alive satsang. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respect and blessings. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Sarvanyapita Yajamans, Kartas, Kotari, Tanedar, visitors, viewers, ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, everyone sitting with us with my love and blessings. My blessings to New Zealand and Fiji Sangha, Kailasa in New Zealand and Kailasa in Fiji. I enjoyed your sincerity and integrity. Thank you. So beautiful. Practically, I know everyone, Gautamananda and Kavita, Murali, Kaladevi, Neha. I know every one of you. Love you guys. Only I'm not seeing Ma Deva Vedanta. I don't know where my Ma Deva Vedanta is, but love and blessings to all of you. I know every one of you, Ma Barbara. I know literally all of you by name, and blessings to the whole New Zealand Sangha. So beautiful. And blessings to all of you. Ma Deepika, Ma Neha, Ma Kavita, and Kaladevi. Blessings. Murali, every one of you, my blessings. Let's enter into today's satsang. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Listen. Listen to these 5 statements intensely. You will become enlightened and start manifesting powers now, immediately. I am not playing with your greed. I am playing with your consciousness. Listen carefully. I am not playing with your greed. I am playing with your consciousness. Listen to the 5 statements I am going to make now. These are the 5 sutras. I am going to reveal the sutras only now, doing Kandana Mandana and establishing The powerfulness of the sutra is the job of the Bhashyakaras, my Sampradaya, my disciples. Now I am only going to reveal these 5 sutras. Listen. Listen to these 5 sutras. Sutra 1. The person, being, who is bold enough to deny existence of suffering and pain in your life, even if your mind brainwashes you and forces you to believe that suffering exists, in front of that mind, if you boldly stand and terrorize that mind by your powerful way of denying the existence of suffering, you become the space for Mahakala Bhairava and no karma touches you. You establish yourself in the neutral zone called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. I'll repeat. Powerfully, if needed, arrogantly, with tremendous pride, declare your Paramashivatva by arrogantly, if needed illogically, even if it feels like stupid, terrorize your mind by denying the suffering and pain. Just deny to accept the existence of pain and suffering. Do not look for solution. Do not look for compromised understanding. Do not look for quick relief. Do not look for alternative methods. Do not look for solution. Be powerful. Needed, even be arrogant or irrational, illogical, stupid. Anything is okay. Just deny the existence of suffering and pain. For all my disciples who knows I am truth, nothing but truth, Satya, I am giving this as initiation. You will all be successful in this initiation truth. Decide to treat your mind or anyone externally or internally trying to convince you that you have suffering, you have pain, treat them very cheaply, like a shit. Whether somebody outside or somebody inside, trying to convince you, brainwash you, that the suffering and pain exists, treat them like a shit, cheap. Listen carefully. Your conscious decision Suffering doesn't exist. Pain doesn't exist. Even if I am terrorized by the pain and suffering, I will stand by my Guru Vak. Pain and suffering does not exist. Even if you are surrounded by the lava, molten, the melted stone, lava, declare, my Guru has told, there is no pain, there is no suffering. I will throw my jata for you to hold and lift you to Kailasa. Listen. Demonstrate your powerfulness, even if it looks like arrogance, in front of delusion which is trying to brainwash you. You have suffering, you have pain. Listen carefully. When you deny outright the existence of pain and suffering, the whole change goes on. The whole change happens in your system, creates space for Paramashiva. Suddenly you will see the universe is moving around you. You are the center. Listen. Look for peace, you will enjoy bliss. Don't look for bliss, you will always land in hopelessness. Understand this first sutra. When I say deny pain and suffering, I am not saying look for bliss and joy. No, look for peace. Deny pain, deny suffering, deny their very existence, not their reasons, cause. No. Shit is a shit is a shit. And the beauty is, the good news is that shit doesn't exist. That's the good news I have for you. Pain is a shit may not be a good news. But the shit called pain does not exist is a good news. Listen intensely. This one sutra can give enlightenment to all my disciples now. This moment. You can start manifesting powers, just decide. I deny the existence of any form of pain and suffering inside and outside me. I am not interested in even recognizing the existence of pain and suffering. Forget about the causes. If you don't even accept the existence of that shit, why will you try to find the cause of that shit? Denial of pain and suffering gives you one of the greatest opening to look into the reality. Denial of pain and suffering, I am not teaching as a technique for you to practice. I am revealing this as a truth for you to wake up. Being my disciple, you don't have a right to suffer or have pain. Either be my disciple and renounce the right to have suffering and pain, or marry the pain and suffering and drop me. Decision to deny the pain and suffering and its very existence in any form is the pure neutral space, Nirvikalpa Samadhi in you. It does not come by practice, it comes by decision. It comes by decision, not by any practice. Decide. Enough. I went through this rut of pain, believing that pain and suffering exist, and then trying to find the cause, and then trying to find the solution. By the time I find the solution, I realize the solution is not working, and by the time I find that solution is not working, I am more frustrated, and with the more frustration, I find more pain and suffering. The moment you accept the existence of pain and suffering, you put your leg on the sarukupparai, slippery rock of delusion. After that, nobody can save you. So deny the very existence. Don't try to make a technique out of what I am saying. To all my disciples, I am giving a command, not technique, order. You don't have a right to have suffering or pain. By becoming my disciple, you have committed your life, your inner space to me, and you don't have a right to have pain or suffering. Listen carefully. When you decide the pain and suffering has no existence, this is the truth. Even till I realize, because Swamiji has realized he loves me, he will tell only good to me, and he will reveal only the truth to me. Because he has revealed, I know for sure there is no suffering, there is no pain, and I won't get brainwashed by any fellow who is trying to tell me that suffering and pain exists. Anyone who is trying to brainwash me is lower than my guru who is trying to wash my brain. My guru who is trying to wash my brain is far superior for me than anyone who is trying to brainwash me with the existence of pain and suffering ideas. The first sutra. The second sutra, listen. Second sutra, your mind reflects on your brain, and your brain is given a special power to rejuvenate itself in 1 year. In 1 year, the brain completely releases all the old dead cells and recreates itself. It's a modern day, even modern day science agrees. It is not only that Ayurveda, the Vedic biology, Hindu biology reveals this truth. Even the modern day science agrees with what I am revealing. Your brain completely replaces itself every 1 year. Listen. When your brain replaces itself, replenishes itself, recreates itself, it can either expand its possibility to radiate Paramashiva, or it can shrink its ability to radiate Paramashiva. Both possibilities exist, but there is no neutral. There is no neutral gear. There is no such thing as just, I'm just stable. I'm neither going down nor going up. No, that doesn't exist. Either you go up or you go down. That's it. So now be very clear. If you decide the truth today I am declaring, this first sutra, very arrogantly, have pride. You have Paramashiva as Guru. You have Paramashiva directly teaching you and initiating you. And you don't even need to practice what I am teaching. If you have the arrogance, Paramashiva is your Guru, you simply know what I am revealing is the truth and you just start living. Listen, very rare to have intimate feeling connection with me because I have created enough rumors and scandals around me. All those vada soda soda, cheap, shitty mind cannot get connected to me or accept me. It needs tremendous maturity. Even to feel this fellow is talking the truth. Even if you feel this guy is telling the truth and this guy seems to be loving me, be very clear, you are a matured guy. You think all these rumors and scandals which are getting created around me is not under my control? That's the way I cheat human beings. I tell you, if you feel these three statements, I think Swamiji loves me. And I know for sure Swamiji knows the ultimate truth. And I think Swamiji tells the ultimate truth to me. If you believe these three statements, or even any one of these three statements, just stand up and do a pradakshina. Namaskar means circumambulation of yourself. Atma pradakshina, just love yourself. Celebrate yourself for being yourself. You are worthy of namaskara, pradakshina namaskara. That's a powerful blessing, I tell you. If you cognize even any one of these three statements, now what I am telling you will straight go into your system. I'll just nail it straight on your brain. Decide, be arrogant. I am disciple of Nithyananda. எங்க சாமி எவனையும் கேர் பண்ணாது. அத மாதிரி தான் நாங்களும். With this clarity, deny the existence of all kinds, types, dimensions of pain and suffering. Even if your brain tells, even if your mind tells, you are sinking in the ocean, the lava is surrounding you, burning your skin. Just tell, pain doesn't exist, suffering doesn't exist. I'll throw my jata and just lift you. Don't worry. Just lift you to Kailasa. And I tell you, death is not end. Mental breakdown is the greatest loss in the life. Not death. Be very clear. Death is not end of the life. It's not full stop. It's just a comma. The greatest loss in life is collapsing from powerful cognition, not death. Fools are those who teach death is the loss. Collapsing from powerful cognition is the greatest loss. Hold on to this powerful truth. Be very clear inside you. Powerfully deny the existence of suffering and pain. This is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth. When you decide with this clarity and truth, the brain which gets rebuilt, newly built, gets rejuvenated, will just expand and reflect the pure cosmos. It will just open up to super consciousness and vibrate Shiva, 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 Shiva. Hey, listen, our ancestors, rishis, not only knows the whole movement of sun, moon, 9 planets, far beyond the planets, even the stars, so clearly, the 27 stars and their movements they know. How do you think? Thousands of years before the Surya Siddhanta, they have described the whole cosmos so clearly because their brain was able to manifest, reflect the pure cosmos. Their consciousness was so peaceful in Shanti, established in Shanti. Careful, listen carefully. Deny the existence of pain and suffering and don't look for joy, bliss, excitement. Look for peace, Shanti. You will get it. You will get it. You will get it. When you look for Shanti, not only you will start enjoying the juice Shanti inside you, that juice makes you a matured being, consciously matured being. And that maturity creates intense excitement energy, bliss, joy as a side effect. Don't look for the side effect. So listen carefully. The first sutra: deny the existence of all pain and suffering, all dimensions and aspects of pain and suffering. Even if you are getting drowned in the ocean, just tell yourself, Swamiji said there is no pain or suffering. Come what may, let's see. But there is no pain or suffering. Be very clear. You won't have death. Death is not end. Losing the truth is the greatest loss than death. Society has brainwashed you too much. Society has brainwashed you too much by giving the multiple layered lies. Listen. This multiple layered lies catch your attention. Even if you are convinced about the one lie, gone. You have put your leg on the slippery rock and you will land in the end delusion. Don't. Deny the fundamental, foundational brainwashing technique used by society, deluded society on you about the existence of pain and suffering. Listen, it is not okay to be normal with absolutely sick social conditioning. Don't try to be normal with the sick social conditioning. Meditate, contemplate, internalize all the statements today I am making. The first statement is about the truth, denial of all the brainwashing done to you about the pain and suffering. Second statement: this decision to be in truth will expand your brain's ability to reflect, radiate, manifest superconsciousness with the powerful cosmic space and this cosmic nada, Shiva, 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 Mahanada, Shiva, 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 Shiva. When your brain develops the capacity to reflect and radiate the cosmos in the pure conscious form, your mind can never take possession of your brain and brainwash you to believe into anything called pain and suffering. This is the greatest liberation. This is the greatest liberation. Now, third statement. Listen to this third statement. I am having 25 heads, one consciousness. In you, you have broken yourself into 25 consciousness, even though you have only one head. One head, but working in 25 different, getting pulled and pushed in 25 directions. In my case, I have 25 head, but all integrated to one consciousness. That's why I can think 25 various things and manifest all the 25 various things at a time in a cool, stress-free way. Absolutely. I tell you, even the traitors, drohis, guru drohis, and criminals who conspired against me, even if you talk to them offline, they will tell, oh God, what a memory Swamiji has. What an administration capacity. How he knows thoroughly everything from end to end. Whether how many organizations are there in how many countries, or how many tumblers are there in each ashram, or in which ashram there is a compound wall, which ashram there is only fencing, in which ashram there is a borewell pump, and which ashram there is only a government water supply. Even the people who hate me, who cherish enmity towards me, who are Guru Drohis, even those Drohis, traitors, can't deny my ability to digest information and continue to function without losing the focus or getting distracted. Understand? That is because 25 heads, one consciousness. In your case, one head, conscious is broken 25 ways. One side, your hunger is pulling you in one direction. Another side, your lust is pulling you in another direction. Another side, your fear is pulling you in another direction. Another side, your insecurities are pulling you in another direction. This 25. That is why I am saying, deny the existence of all these so-called ideas of suffering and delusion outright. Don't even put the leg on the slippery rock. You may ask, oh, if I deny the pain and suffering, how will I live a practical life? Only after you deny the existence of pain and suffering, the practical life positive approach will start flowering in you. Till then, what you know is life negative. Nothing called life happened to you till you decide to learn, open up to the truth that there is no suffering, there is no pain. Till then, what you know is all cheap life negative game, slow suicide. I am giving you now, with the blessings and permission and grace, of Paramashiva, the very own powerful space of Paramashiva to all of you. the very own inner space of Paramashiva, powerfulness to all of you. This is initiation, not just instruction. Especially all my disciples. As I said, these three statements. Swamiji tells the truth. And Swamiji knows the ultimate truth. I think Swamiji loves me, so he will not cheat me. He will only tell the truth to me. In these three statements, even if you are able to believe, cognize one statement, you are my disciple. If you believe all three, great. As I said, you should stand up and do Atma Pradakshina for yourself and be proud of yourself. You can do all this for you and demonstrate your own love for you. You are blessed. You are really blessed. Because if you believe in these three statements, any one, your heart will start vibrating with this sacred truth I am declaring and revealing to you. You may not show your excitement outside because others are watching, but inside, hey, I know what Swamiji is telling is the truth. That's me, that's me, that's me. He's talking to me. I think he's watching me directly in the Zoom. That's me. To me, he's talking. Understand? I'm talking to each one of you who are listening to me now. Who are listening to me now. Decide to be with the 25 head, one consciousness. Not one head, 25 consciousness, broken as pieces. No. Your decision to be with 25 head and one consciousness will suddenly make you stress-free. Decide you are Paramashiva. Even if 25 things are going on in your head, you will live as one consciousness. Suddenly you will be stress-free and you will discover the peace inside you. The peace which is in the center of this universe. Your decision is enough, is what I am repeating. Now, the fourth statement, fourth sutra. Your decision to deny the existence of any form of pain, suffering, delusion, its aspects, dimensions, etc., mentioned and above, not mentioned. Mentioned above and not mentioned, everything. Your decision to deny it makes such beautiful space in you. Simply start manifesting powers and play with the powers. That will give you tremendous confidence to strengthen powers and powerfulness and deny the existence of pain and suffering and the lower way of existing. This fourth statement, you should intensely listen repetitively and meditate, internalize. See, you become Bhairava. Mahakala Bhairava, Mahabhairava. Mahabhairava does not have karma. Anyone tries to attack him, they get the karma and they suffer. He himself does not have any karma. He is in a pure space. You establish yourself in that very space. You yourself will see clearly. When somebody does good to you, they get good. When somebody tries to do bad to you, they get bad. But you don't have any karma. You are not the initiator of karmas. And suddenly your past disowns you. Not that you disown your past disowns you. Your past should disown you. Then you are liberated once for all. Your husband should run away from you. Then you are liberated once for all. Now, I am not saying literally. I meant anything you want to get rid of, that should get rid of you. Then you are liberated once for all. You trying to get rid of your past is a cheap, stupid way. That is not Nithyananda way. Your past should get terrorized and should decide to get rid of you. That is Nithyananda way. That's the royal way of Kailasa, royal way to Kailasa. Your past should feel this guy, nut gone loose, screw gone loose. Not only the nut gone loose, screw gone loose, his main shaft itself is missing. So where will I go and fit myself in his life? It should get terrorized and just leave you. Listen. Take this teaching very sincerely and very seriously. And especially when you have a love for me, it will be very easy. Because, you know, I may sound a little cranky, but I tell the truth as it is. See, when you start loving me, the whole pseudo dignity of the society loses power over you. You are detoxed by the stupid social conditioning. You become pure space for Paramashiva's ultimate truths to manifest. Sit like Mahabhairava, Mahakala Bhairava. Hey, I am telling you the truth. You are Mahakala Bhairava. I am not brainwashing you. Actually, if I want to exploit you, I should tell you are something lower than God. I should be brainwashing you into some lower identity so that I can continue to exploit you. But I am not interested in exploiting you. I am interested in expressing through you. You are my soulmate. You are my conscious life partner. I celebrate when you are liberated. Anyone who is now catching what I am saying and saying, yes, Swamiji told, I have no suffering, no pain forever. And I am deciding I have no suffering, no pain. You are my beloved now. I just want to hug you. You are my own. I have only one reason to tell the truth, because truth makes you fulfilled and makes me fulfilled. You are Kala Bhairava. Sit like Kala Bhairava and tell very clearly to your past, present, future. Hey, I am Kala Bhairava. Anyone tries to do good to me, they will be given good. Anyone tries to do bad, they will be given bad. But I am not initiator of any karma. I am the neutral, sacred space, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. If you throw laddu on me, you will get the laddu back. If you throw stone on me, you will get that stone back. If you throw the shit on me, you will get that shit back. But nothing will touch me, and I will not throw anything. I will not be working, operating in any of the cognition level where this sick society operates. There is no concept of pseudo dignity and the reason to operate. Far from pseudo dignity. With this clarity, sit in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. I tell you that quality which oozes out from your consciousness into your body, it will actually literally bring that sweetness in your tongue. That is what is actually Amrita. Amrita means the principles of immortality digested, cognized by your mind and gets sunk, drilled, driven into your brain, and that brain's opening up, flowering, that Sahasrara Chakra flowering, and that honey pours inside the system, literally brings sweetness inside your throat. Amrita. Principles of immortality. Truths of immortality. When they are chewed by your mind and gets into your brain, the chemistry, alchemistry happens in you, in your biology, is nectar. Actually, I'm tasting that this very moment. That's the reason I'm taking a few seconds to settle down and speak. Now, the fifth statement. Listen to this fifth statement. When you start actively practicing this truth, express it in your inner image with yourself, through your outer image with others, all the conflict will become irrelevant. Be powerful, bold, to stand any stress created externally or internally. When you manifest this truth and demonstrate your vairagya and will persistence uncompromisingly, vairam vainda vairagyam, vairagya like a diamond, vajra vairagya. That's all. That's all. Listen, 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 listen to this truth and internalize, manifest. All of you are my loved ones, my near and dear ones, my soulmates, my beloveds. It's for all of you. I am keeping myself alive amidst so much of attack, whether assassination attacks, attempts, or defamation, identity, whatever the lies and shit, false pains, sufferings thrown on me, not only I deny them, I disgrace all those pain and suffering. Blessings to all of you. Let this initiation happen and all of you manifest this great enlightenment experience. The state, space, powers of Paramashiva. I also have a lot of proclamations and letters of appreciation from all over the world. I'll upload all of it in the Facebook and social media. Please enjoy them. Maybe I'll read out in further satsangs. Today we have 143 proclamation letters from all over the world. But now I wanted to give you all the time to meditate and be in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living. Shuddhatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa, Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful. नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respect and blessings.